Today, we will be explaining blend modes in Inkarnate. Blend modes are settings that change how one layer visually interacts with the layers beneath it, or how their colors mix together. In Inkarnate, we can use blend modes on stamps, shapes, and lines, and even texture layers in Inkarnate 2.0. These help us create some neat visual effects and help us blend our stamps in unique ways. Let's look into how they work. First, we need to understand a couple of terms to help us define the different blend modes. These terms are base layer and blend layer. Base layer is what is underneath, and blend layer is what's on top, the object with a blend mode applied to it. The result is the color you actually see on the screen. Different blend modes use different formulas between the blend and base layers to calculate the resulting colors. Blend modes are grouped into 6 main categories. The normal category is used for basic layering. This includes just our normal blend mode in Inkarnate. The darken mode category includes darken, multiply, and color burn. These make the image darker by either comparing or multiplying colors. The lighten mode category includes lighten, screen, and color dodge. These make the image lighter, the opposite of darken blend modes. The contrast category includes overlay, soft light, and hard light. These increase the contrast and are dependent on brightness. The inversion category includes difference and exclusion. These invert or cancel colors. The component category includes color, hue, saturation, and luminosity. These mix specific parts of color to get their results. Now let's get a little more in depth for each blend mode. The normal blend mode is what most of our stamps use by default. No changes are made to the color of the base layer when on this blend mode. The darken blend mode compares the color of each pixel in the blend and base layer, and then keeps whichever pixel is darker. In other words, it chooses the darker color between the two layers. The multiply blend mode multiplies the color values of the base and blend layers. Because of this, for every pixel, the result is always equal to or darker than the original color of both layers. Multiplying by white does nothing, and multiplying by black will result in black. The color burn blend mode will darken the base layer by increasing the contrast and boosting the saturation. The blend color determines how much the base layer gets darkened. A darker blend layer will result in a stronger darkening and more contrast, while a lighter blend layer will have less effect. The lighten blend mode is the opposite of the darken blend mode. It compares the color of each pixel in the blend and base layer and keeps whichever pixel is lighter. The screen blend mode is the mathematical opposite of the multiply blend mode. It multiplies the blend layer by the base layer, then inverts the result to produce a lighter image. The color dodge blend mode is the counterpart to color burn. It brightens the base layer by decreasing the contrast between the base and blend layers. A lighter blend layer will produce a stronger effect, while a darker blend layer will have less effect. The overlay blend mode is dependent on the color of the base layer. It behaves like the multiply blend mode in the darker areas of the base layer and the screen blend mode in the lighter areas. The hard light blend mode depends on the color of the pixels in the blend layer. It behaves like the multiply blend mode in the darker parts of the blend layer and the screen blend mode in the lighter areas. The soft light blend mode also depends on the color of the pixels in the blend layer. It behaves like the color burn blend mode in the darker areas of the blend layer and the color dodge blend mode in the lighter areas. The difference blend mode compares the difference between the base and blend layers to determine the resulting color. This always outputs the absolute difference for a positive value. The result will be black where the values are identical and white where the colors are opposite extremes. You'll get a harsh inversion of color that's often psychedelic and extreme. The exclusion blend mode also compares the base and blend layers, but with a formula that's a little more complicated and produces a much softer effect. Your colors are often pastel-like or muted. The hue blend mode changes the color of the base layer to match the color hue of the blend layer while keeping the base layer's brightness and saturation. This means you only transfer the color from the blend layer without affecting the intensity or brightness of the base layer. The saturation blend mode changes only the saturation of the base layer to match that of the blend layer, while keeping the base layer's hue and brightness levels intact. The color blend mode changes both the color, hue, and saturation of the base layer to match the blend layer, while only keeping the brightness of the base layer intact. The base layer's light and dark areas stay the same, with the overall color and intensity coming from the blend layer. The luminosity blend mode is the counterpart to color. It changes the brightness of the base layer to match the blend layer, while keeping the hue and saturation of the base layer intact. Blend modes might sound technical, but once you experiment with them, they become powerful creative tools. Try using them to blend your textures, adjust lighting, or even change the color of your stamps, and you'll see your projects come to life. For more tool tips, time lapses, or Inkarnate tricks, be sure to like and subscribe.